Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Shaily's Education Center. Our subject in today's history class is Modern Indian History and today's topic is the clash between Mahatma Gandhi and Subhash Chandra Bose, which weakened the position of the Indian National Congress in Bengal. This question is meant for how we can explain this conflict. You must first remember that Subhash Bose and Mahatma Gandhi both had extraordinary personalities, and Subhash Chandra had special respect for Mahatma Gandhi. Nevertheless, some ideological differences arose which greatly affected the position of the Indian National Congress in Bengal, and that was negative. Today, I will try to explain the whole thing. This answer will help you to understand that the ideological conflict of the first stage takes the form of a personal conflict in the latter stage, as a result of which the Muslim League increased its political dominance and the Congress becomes powerless in Bengal. So let's start. Conflict between Mahatma Gandhi and Subhash Chandra Bose. The question is, what led to the rift between Gandhiji and Subhash Chandra Bose? Would you consider it as a major factor for decline of Congress in Bengal? Subhash Chandra Bose is a very important name in the Indian independence movement, whose extraordinary leadership, workforce, and practical intelligence have been recognized in Indian politics. He has a special place in the whole of Bengal after Deshbandhu Chittaranjan. From the very beginning, he believed in extremist principles, which is why he differed from Gandhiji from the very beginning. After the mid-term withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement led by Gandhiji, Subhash Chandra developed close contacts with the Swaraj Dal led by Desabandhu. When the Congress session of 1928 began to demand dominion status for India on the basis of the Nehru Report, Subhash Chandra was the first to actively and explicitly oppose the Congress and demand full independence for India. He was respectful of Gandhiji, but opposed to his ideals and views. He joined the Anti-Simon Commission movement in 1928 and has since advocated for the inclusion of the peasantry and the working class in Congress, which is specially necessary. It was from this time that socialist thought emerged in the National Congress, which was supported by Subhash Chandra and Jawaharlal Nehru. Together, they gave the ultimatum to the British government on behalf of the Congress Party in the winter session of Lahore Congress and demanded full independence in 1929. Subhash Chandra was unpopular among urban students and youth as he was not in rural areas. From 1934 onwards, Mahatma Gandhi became the undisputed leader of the National Congress, where he had no rival or equal. He was not an office bearer or primary member of the Congress, yet he attended every session of the Congress and took part in discussions. It was illegal to be elected as the President of Congress or a member of the Executive Committee without his permission. In 1937, in Vitalgarh, Gujarat, Subhash Chandra became the President of the Haripura Congress session, proving that development was and would prevail over Gandhism in the National Congress. Although the thoughts and ideologies of Subhash and Gandhiji were of different nature, This Congress session was a victory for the youth of the Congress and the socialists. The Haripura Congress decided number of complex issues after discussion, notably the relationship between the provincial cabinet and the governor, the relationship between the Congress and the inhabitants of the native states, the peasant movement, educational programs, and the role of Congress in European power, especially the Anglo-German War. Among them, this was the statement of the Congress as well Subhash Chandra regarding the war. India can be no party to such imperialist war and will not permit her manpower and resources to be exploited in the interest of British imperialism. Nor can India join any war without the express consent of her people. Since then, two fractions of the National Congress have emerged, mainly from the Haripura Congress session, into two parts, the Subhashist and the Gandhist. Subhash said that as the president of the Congress, he was not in favor of any compromise with the British, which the Gandhists could not accept. Towards the end of 1938, Subhash Chandra identified industrial development as a stepping stone to national progress throughout the country and planned to form a planning commission that made Gandhiji upset because he was opposed to industrial development. When the Munich Agreement was signed in 1936, Subhash Chandra continued to publicly proclaim that when the war in Europe broke out, the Indians would also start a national struggle. The Indians became particularly enthusiastic about this announcement, but Gandhiji was upset. The difference in attitude towards Britain was due to Gandhiji and Nehru's differences with Subhash. On the upcoming war, Subhash said England's need India's opportunity so that the Indians would benefit. The Gandhists, on the other hand, were of the opinion that if the ministers were not allowed to work peacefully in the provinces, the British would benefit. Followers of Subhash continued to propagate that the Gandhists had started flattering the British. As a result, there was a difference of opinion among the members of the Congress Working Committee. The controversy culminated in the March 1939 at Tripoli Congress, in which Subhash Chandra drafted a manifesto to contest in this Congress, forcing several committee members to resign, which made Gandhiji more displeased. He first nominated Abdul Kalam Azad against Subhash, as he had the right to elect the president of the Congress. As Azad voluntarily withdrew, later he nominated Pattabi Sitaramaiah against Subhash. But Subhash won by a margin of 95 votes, and that was an unprecedented result. This result proved that most of the members of the Congress do not agree with Gandhiji. They were in the opinion of letting the Congress to follow as Subhash led. Then the situation became more complicated. In Bengal, the Jalpaiguri district Congress session decided to start the mass civil disobedience movement. 13 members resigned before the start of the Congress session, and Gandhiji did not help Subhash in preparing the new list of members. As a result, Subhash was forced to resign and formed a new political party called Forward Bloc. This was due to Gandhiji's personal resentment towards Subhash. Of course, opposition of Subhash later led to the downfall of the Congress party in Bengal. As his followers did not contest the Bengal elections, it passed into the hands of the Muslim League. The result was horrific communal riots and eventually the dismemberment of India. As a result, opposition of Congress to Subhash, it is better to say the unwarranted fascination of a section of the Congress towards Gandhi brought about the misery of Bengal as well as India. I believe I have made you understand the whole conflict at ease, and if it's so, please like, share and give your comment on it. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for updated notification. It's for the day. Thank you.